Good morning, everyone. Let's do our prayers first, and then we will look at a topic which concerns most of us actually: how to kill our negative thoughts or the negativity in our mind. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhur Swah Tatsavitravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Astoma Sadgamya Tamsoma Jyotirgamya Mrityorma Mritam Gamya. Om Sahnavavatu Sahnabhanaktu Saviryam Karvavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidveshavai. Om Shanti 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 Om. There are two battles we face in life: one with the world outside and one within our own minds. And the truth is, the one inside our mind is the deadliest. Because while external situations may cause pain, it's our thoughts that keep the pain alive. You could be sitting in a calm room with no enemies, no danger, and you can still feel fear, regret, anger, or even shame. Why? Because the battlefield is in your head. You have probably had days where everything seems okay on the outside, but your mind won't stop attacking you. A single negative thought starts to grow like a poison. Thought like, I'm not good enough. I always mess up things. They don't like me. These thoughts start small, but if you don't take control, they spiral and take over your identity. That's where the yogic philosophy becomes a weapon to kill these thoughts. Ancient yogis also, they lived in hard times, wars, exiles, betrayal. But they learned something that most modern people never realize. And what is that? You cannot control the world, but you can always control how you respond to it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let this sink in, that you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be perfect. And you don't have to control every situation. You just have to learn how to respond instead of react. You are not your negative thoughts. You are only an observer of them. And if you are the observer, that means you can choose how long they stay. Because you are the master. You are the controller. Today, in next half an hour or so, we'll look at some most brutal mental traps that feed into your negativity. But at the same time, the yogic philosophy, which give us the exact tools to destroy them. Because it's not enough to know the enemy. We have to know how to conquer the enemy too. The first one I would say is that remember, you are not your thoughts. We got to begin with this very important truth. Most of the people have been raised to believe that every thought they have is somehow defining them. But take a moment and think. How many random, scary, weird, or painful thoughts pass through your mind in a day? And if all of these were you, then you will be changing identities every minute. There is a deep but simple idea. The mind has two parts. What happens and how you respond to it. Negative thoughts will come, that's normal. What matters is what you do with them. It isn't events themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. So this means even if a painful thought enters your mind, like I have failed, I am ugly, someone left me, these thoughts only become suffering if you believe in it. Otherwise, it's just a noise. Let's say you see a dark cloud in the sky. You don't run screaming just because it might rain. You look at it. You prepare yourself if needed and move on. That's how you must treat your negative thoughts. Acknowledge, detach, let go. The problem is most people let a thought become their identity. They think that I thought something anxious, so I must be an anxious person. Or they think that they have a negative thought about the relationship, and they think that relationship is over. Remember, thoughts are not facts. They are suggestions, not commands. Think of your mind like a radio station. Just because a song plays doesn't mean you have to dance to it. Learn to change the station. So a great exercise from our scriptures. Writing down your disturbing thoughts on paper and questioning it like a judge. Is this 100% true? What is the evidence? What would my guru will say about this? Will this matter in 5 years? By the end, you will often realize that your thought had no real weight. It just felt heavy. Another tool, instead of owning your thoughts, like saying that you are a failure, you can say that I'm having a thought that I failed. What happens is that creates a little space. And in that space, you become powerful. Remember, you are not your thoughts, you are the sky, thoughts are just clouds. The second one is stop arguing with reality. One of the deepest roots of negative thinking is this: resisting what already is. That resistance creates the negativity or the pain. You don't suffer just because something bad happened. You suffer because your mind keeps saying this shouldn't have happened. Like it's raining, we say, no, it shouldn't have been raining. That creates negative emotions. It could be a breakup in a relationship. It could be a betrayal. It could be a lost opportunity. We tell ourselves it wasn't supposed to go like this. And that resistance becomes mental torture. But yogis taught something very powerful. They say pain is granted, but suffering is optional. And suffering begins when we start arguing with reality. Don't seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen. Let me repeat it again. Don't seek to have events happen as you want them to. That means you are looking at the result before even you start. But instead want them to happen as they do happen. Accept it. And your life will go well. Now, this doesn't mean you should celebrate pain or pretend things are fine. What it means is stop wasting energy trying to undo the past. Past has happened. Or rewrite what's already real. If it happened, it happened. And accept it. Then decide what to do next. Think about this. A person standing in the rain can scream, can cry, and curse the sky or even God. Or they can accept that it's raining, they are getting wet. Grab a raincoat and keep moving. That's all that person can do. Decision is ours. So which one do we want to be? Because most negative thoughts come from wishing the past was different. Why did they leave me? Why did I say that? If only I had taken that chance. We know that past is gone, but still we keep our mind there. None of these thoughts change the event. They just keep the pain alive. It means loving what is even when it hurts. Why? Because the event is not in your control now. Only when it was happening you could do something, but now you have moved into the next moment. Let's take an example. Suppose a person has failed an exam, or a business idea crashed. A negative mind will say, I am worthless. I never succeed. On the other hand, a yogic mind will say, this is a moment, not a life sentence. What can I learn from it? Don't fight the moment, use it. And here is a tool from the scriptures. Every time your mind starts saying, this shouldn't have happened, catch it. Say out loud that it did. Now what? That one line flips your power back on. Because you stop being a victim and you start becoming or being an author again. And here's the truth you need to remember. Peace does not come from having a perfect life. Peace comes from accepting what is and still choosing to move forward. It's up to us how to live. Another great idea from the scriptures is don't trust the first emotion. Most people make a deadly mistake. They treat their first emotion like the truth. The first feeling is not final. That is not wisdom. Anger, fear, jealousy, sadness, these are reactions. And reactions are usually loud, messy, and irrational. If you always obey your first emotion, your life becomes a roller coaster. Think of emotions like waves. The first one crashes hard, but it always passes if you can wait, reflect, and observe instead of acting. You win. So the first rule is to keep on untroubled state of mind. And the second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. Only an untroubled mind can see the reality as is. We should remind ourselves to stay calm, look deeper. That should be our mantra. Let's say your friend ignores you or ignores your messages also. The first thought might be they don't care about me. But if you wait an hour, maybe you find out they were busy or sick or did not get the message. If you would have acted on the first emotion, you might have ruined a good friendship. When a negative emotion hit, pause, name it, delay the reaction, and say that I'm feeling angry, but that doesn't mean I am right. I am feeling fearful, but that doesn't mean I am in danger. I am feeling jealous, but that doesn't mean I am less. Your emotions are signals, not orders. This is when you mentally zoom out. Instead of seeing the problems up close, imagine yourself from far away. Imagine you are looking at your life from space. Suddenly, that embarrassing moment or angry argument seems very small, insignificant. It will give you perspective. And perspective kill unnecessary pain. Remember, you are not weak for feeling emotional. You are wise when you don't let them control you. The stories you tell yourself are creating your pain. Most of the time, it's not the situation that breaks you, it's the story you tell. You get rejected, mind says, they will not like me. I think I'm going to be alone forever. You make a mistake and mind says you are a failure. You are not capable. This is a trap. You confuse facts with your own stories, with your own interpretations. So if you are pained by any external thing, it's not this thing that disturbs you, only your estimate about it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. It's not the rejections, the silence, the failure, or the delay that hurts the most. It's the meaning you add to it. And the most of these meanings are false stories built from fear, insecurity, or past trauma. For example, if a friend doesn't invite you to a party, you assume you are not valued. You didn't get the result you wanted. You assume you will never succeed. But if none of that is true, that's why we need to learn how to separate the event from the story. How do we do that? Write down what happened. Those are the raw facts. Now write down the story your mind is telling also. And then challenge that story. Think about it, that is there any possible reason? Often just doing this exercise helps you realize your thoughts are not reality. You are just fabricating the stories. Bad things happen, but they don't define you. Only you define the meaning of what happens. And in that power, you shape your emotional world. We can always heal our mind instead of keep on hurting it. Your brain is a storyteller. But remember, you are the author. You are the writer. A wise writer does not let false stories go to print. Just discard those. So next time your thoughts spiral, what do? You pause. You investigate. And you can always rewrite because you are not the pain. You are the author rewriting that page. Another way you can let go of the negativity from your mind. Remember that your environment is feeding your inner dialogue. Watchful of the environment. Let's be brutally honest. Your surroundings affect your thinking. And most negative minds are not born actually. They are built by toxic environments. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the habits you repeat, all of these are feeding your inner voice. And if you are surrounded by noise, drama, chaos, pessimism, your mind will reflect that chaos. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. At the same time, welcome those whom you yourself can improve. Remember that. Other people, they affect us, and we are affecting the other people too. There's always a transaction. And this isn't just about friends or the relationships, it is about mental hygiene. If your mind is like a garden, who are you letting plant seeds in it? Is it the negative people? If you are constantly around people who complain, gossip, or belittle others, you will see that pretty soon you will start picking up their habits. Your brain mimics what it hears most. That means the toxic social media also. If you scroll through content that triggers insecurity, anger, or shame, your mind will become addicted to low vibration thoughts. Messy environment, cluttered desk, or even a loud home can amplify stress and also kill clarity. Chaos outside leads to chaos inside. You cannot kill negative thoughts while feeding them every day. So start doing an environmental detox. Ask yourself, who makes me feel drained versus who makes me feel calm? Reflect upon it, think about it. What content I am watching? Does it inspire me or make me feel worse? Is my space helping me think clearly or is it adding to my stress? We all know yoga is not just a philosophy, even though it is a philosophy, but not just a philosophy. Simple routines, clean surrounding, meaningful conversations. Yogis knew that external discipline created internal stillness. Spend 7 days without any gossip, any drama, or any negative scrolling. Just 7 days. Or you can clean your room. Or unfollow accounts that fuel comparison, spend time with people who actually want to grow. You'll be shocked how much quieter your mind becomes just by doing this. Not because the thoughts magically disappeared, but because you have stopped feeding the storm. Because we all are cleaning, but we are not stopping the new garbage in. Another negative thought comes to our mind that we are broken. Actually, we are tired. We got to know the difference. Sometimes your negative thinking doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means you are tired. Sometimes it could be a physical tiredness, or emotional tiredness, or mental, or even spiritually you are tired. And when you are tired, everything feels worse than it actually is. Sometimes we misread the texts, or we overthink, and we think that people are against us. And we feel a storm in our mind, not because we are weak, but because you are drained. Yogis talk about preserving energy. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. But how do you revoke that pain? If you have not taken rest, if you have not slept properly, and if you have not taken time to become still for a few moments, many people try to think their way out of a storm. But what they need is recovery, not more thoughts. Negative thinking gets louder when you are sleep deprived. You haven't eaten well. You have not exercised in days. You are overexposed to noise, social media, pressure, and you have not taken time alone. You don't need to fix your mind every time. Sometimes you just need to give your nervous system a break. You don't need to become a robot. It's about being rational and responsible with your own energy. It's impossible for a person to learn what he thinks he already knows. If your mind is full, tired, overwhelmed, you won't learn, you won't grow or think clearly. So give yourself a gift of rest and a proper nourishment. Sleep early. Exercise without phone. These days we have a habit of carrying phone no matter where we go. Say no to one thing that drains you. Write down your worries, then step away from them. Remember, you are not broken, you are just overrun. Stop treating exhaustion like weakness. Just treat it like a signal that it's time to rest. It's time to refill. Often the negative thoughts, they vanish, not because you beat them, but because you stopped running on empty. Energize yourself. The last one is the most important. I mean, they're all important, but this is, we got to understand it properly and practice it. Gratitude. Gratitude kills negativity. Gratitude is not just a positive thinking. It is a weapon. A powerful weapon that destroys the roots of the negative thoughts. Why? Because gratitude forces you to see what's real, not just what's missing. When your mind is stuck in negativity, it creates a tunnel vision. You think that nothing is working out. Everyone is better than me. Life is unfair. But the moment you name what's going right, that tunnel stops to crack open. Yogis say that it's not the person who has too little, but the person who craves more that is poor. Craves. And the Sanskrit word for that is supriha. No matter how much we have, if we always want more, we are not grateful. So most negative thinking is rooted in lack. That means I don't have enough. Others have more. A feeling that you are missing something. On the other hand, gratitude reminds us already how much we have. And this isn't about ignoring problems. It's about balancing your perspective. In your lowest moments, ask, what I am taking granted right now? What do I have today that I once wished for? What do I still have around me? Write it down. Just one line, that will be enough. Because that's all it takes to start shifting. You are healthy. You are safe. You are fed. You are learning. Your relationship could be struggling, but maybe you have discovered your own strength, boundaries, and even self-worth. Gratitude is not a fake smile. It's not pretending everything is okay. It's looking life in the face and saying, yes, this hurts, but I still choose to see what's here. Here is a deeper truth. Negative thinking grows in the soil of forgetfulness. That means when you forget your blessings, you forget your wins, you forget your survival stories, you fall into the lie that life is all pain. And Sanskrit term for that is kritghan. That we have so much, but we are never thankful. We are always just thinking what I don't have. So remind yourself, make it a ritual every morning, also night. Write down 3 small things you are grateful for. Even a breath. How precious it is that we are able to breathe, or a meal, or a memory, or a person could be a small win. If when you start writing it down, you will start to notice something. That ache in your chest will loosen. That fog in your head will be cleared. Because gratitude gives you anchors. And anchors keep you from drowning in the storm. So what did we learn today from all these lessons which come from scriptures, actually? They could be worded a little differently. Maybe examples are different in those scriptures. But in the simple language, I just told you few ways to kill the negative thoughts. We are trying to move towards the utmost positivity. We can call it truth or the absolute or the God or the Brahm, whatever we want to call. Names are given by us. All of that is all positive. So with the negative, we cannot reach to that positive. So what we have learned today is that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer. And the second one, that you don't have to argue with the reality. You can always accept what is and grow. Third one is your first emotion, not always your truth. Pause, reflect, choose. Fourth one, the stories in your head are just that, stories. You have the power to rewrite them. Next one is that your environment matters. Clean it up. Sixth one is tired does not mean broken. Rest is medicine. Seventh one, and this is the above all of them. Gratitude is your armor against darkness. Yogis have faced loss, betrayal, stress. The kind of stress and loss which few of us could even imagine. So that's why we got to learn to follow them, learn from them, and we got to train our mind daily, silently, strongly. We don't have to announce it to the world. We don't have to post it in our Facebooks. You don't have to be loud. And you don't need everyone to understand. This is your journey. This is your life. Just keep showing up for your mind, and life will begin to transform. It doesn't take much force. It just takes clarity, inner silence, and daily routine. Just remember, all of us, this has been done, this has been practiced. These are the facts. This is the truth. So ultimately, we have to follow it, follow the truth, and see the transformation in you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.